Okay, guys, so yeah,
Stop.
we're gonna keep this. Okay. So now we're gonna go over the comparisons and contrasts of. We're comparing and contrasting the book to the movie, 12 Angry Men. And the first similarity I found that I thought was kind of sort of significant was when juror number 3 was still not believing the facts by the end of the play and the movie. And all 11 of the jurors just stared at him. Like, everyone was, throughout the whole movie and the play, everyone was trying to convince juror number 3. He was like the main juror everyone was trying to convince that the boy was not guilty. And so, by everyone just staring at him when he still was ignorant of all these facts that would prove the boy not guilty, he still said guilty. And I found that pretty interesting, and I thought that was significant.
Okay, the second one is that the third juror's tone of his voice inferred what his character would be like throughout the play. Like, to me, he was really grouchy the whole time, and that was like, if you're grouchy, I don't want to listen to you. So.
That also showed how stubborn he was.
Yeah.
Too. The third one, a significant similarity in the play was where juror number 8 proved that the knife and the kid he used wasn't as hard to find as the other jurors who were making it out to be.
Yeah. Because this was back, juror number 8 was the one who said not guilty, right? So, since everyone was so focused, this was in the beginning of the play and the movie, everyone was so focused on the boy being guilty, and so they used the knife as just something they could say, like, no one has this knife, you know what? Like, no one has this knife, therefore the boy is guilty. And then juror number 8 just proved everyone wrong, like, boom. Ching! Okay, sorry. Okay. The first contrast I found was that I found significant was juror number 8. Number 5. My bad. Juror number 5 mentions his occupation in the book, but not in the movie. This is significant because juror number 4 believes that just because the boy lives in the slums and part of a broken family, he isn't much. A quote from the book reads, "Children from slum backgrounds are potential menaces to society." And juror number 10 continues on stating, "Kids who crawl out of those places are real trash." Because juror number 5's occupation is not mentioned in the movie, I believe that this would relieve possible tension. Juror number 5, I think, was a little offended because in the book he did mention that he worked in a hospital, but at the same time, he also mentioned that he came from the slums. So, in the movie, I think that this would relieve tension because if people knew that he worked in the hospital and they said all this stuff about kids who grew up in the slums were, being bad or just bad kids, I think that if they had known that he worked in the hospital, they would have probably been surprised and at the same time embarrassed. So this, to me, was significant because it relieved possible tension.
Okay, the second difference is that juror number 2 tends to go along with whatever the previous juror says. In the book, he mistakenly states a fact that is typically quite obvious. He is shut down by juror number 8. Juror number 2 is saying that the boy is guilty because nobody proved otherwise, and juror number 8 responds by saying that nobody has to prove it because the evidence or the proof is in the prosecution. Following that, he says, "That's in the Constitution, you've heard of it?" In the movie, that line is left out, possibly to give juror 8 a kinder, less intimidating attitude or demeanor, which would then probably change how the audience sees him. Like, I find him nicer in the movie than in the book because they left out that line.
The third one is, in the movie, the foreman uses the "let's get started" instead of "how about sitting down," which was used in the book play. They helped his character by showing us that he was a nice guy. Outside of being a juror, he is an assistant football coach. For the movie, this nice guy, my lordy. For the movie, this will tell the audience that is a nice and excellent guy, relaxed guy that is patient in the play. This line would make would make it look like an important man who might even be considered rude. The first time around, when asked the gentleman at the window to sit down, he might have seemed a bit little forceful if the line hadn't been changed. The changing of the direction made him a more respectable.
So, yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. So as a football coach, people expect you to be kind and, good job, team. So I guess that also was displayed in the movie, and that's it. Sorry,
Yeah, we don't want to touch her.
yeah, I accidentally
Look
bumped
at my
her.
beautiful knees.
Don't look at that.
They're
Anyway, thanks
scary
guys.
looking.
Hope y'all
They're
enjoyed.
distracting. They're gross. Okay, let's.
Hope y'all enjoyed our comparison and contrast, and
Yeah, that
hope you
was-
enjoyed the.
Lovely knees.
Vanessa, stop
I
it.
meant to say commercial thing?
Trailer.
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 What they said. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye. Thanks, Pastor Gregor. You're an awesome English teacher.
Press the
This
button.
project was fun.
What button?
The button.
Stop.
The red button.
Stop.
Take a picture.
Selfie.
The red button.
No. There we go.